In this Sailing Doodles, we have some fun and work at Red Hook and St. Thomas, and then head over to St. John Rendezvous Bay, where we do something incredibly stupid. I'm Bobby, and welcome to Sailing Doodles. Our patrons got access to this video a week before it was made public. In the previous video, we loaded the dinghy for the first time and headed over to Buck Island for some diving and exploring, and then I gave you a tour of the new Highfield dinghy.
So this is what we've been up to lately.
Yeah.
Just because you love
me. She's always entertaining, so yeah.
Going to dinner.
Going to dinner here in Red Hook. Should be a nice one right here on the water. Place called Hooked.
Oh.
Red Hook is probably the cheapest marina in the Virgin Islands. They have limited capacity, but a lot of good restaurants and stuff around here though.
It's so easy to get around.
Yeah, for sure.
Nice.
Plenty of marine stores too. It's a pretty cool spot. The anchorage out there sucks though.
It does. We already had a night there, so staying on the dock is nice.
Yeah. All right, let's do dinner. So this is kind of the main drag in Red Hook. A bunch of restaurants and shops. There's a good grocery store. It's normally pretty light. It is lively.
It is. Right now it is.
Yeah. Normally you have to right now, because it's COVID, you have to make reservations anywhere you go. It sucks, but anyway, it's a pretty cool place. Come check it out if you're gonna be in St. Thomas, Red Hook. So one of the bigger drinks down here in the Caribbean is Bushwhacker, because it bushwhacks you. You catch up on it. So she got the Bushwhacker.
I got the Bushwhacker.
And then this is a Nutwhacker.
So we're not only whacking bushes, but we're whacking nuts.
Yeah. So cheers. It's got peanut butter in it.
Woo. Woo.
Well, that's strong.
Right.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
Presentation's good.
Alright, here you go. Ready for it?
Yep, I'm not a vegetarian.
She's normally a vegetarian, but she's kind of cheated on that.
Tuna is so good, especially when it's fresh caught. Can't deny it.
Oh, look at that.
Yum. This is what happens when you drink Nutwhackers. Bushwhacker?
I'd say a good 75–80% of vehicles here have some kind of damage. It's island cars.
Yep.
So this is not wine, that is diesel. It's not terrible, but it's cloudy, So anyway, so the guys, polish the fuel and all that, so I'm replacing the filters. I just drained the fuel out of the Raycor there, because that's the old fuel. They weren't able to drain all that. And then, so replacing the primary, and I'm gonna replace the secondary filter, and then I'm gonna pour some diesel back in the Raycor just so there's not an air gap. And hopefully that's gonna be the end of our generator issues, but we'll see. Here's the old secondary, right there. All right, new one. All right, just before I tighten it down, I'm gonna hit the little primer button on here so that it starts the fuel pump and fills that up. And then once it starts putting fuel out the very top of the filter, then I'll stop priming it, close it off, and we're good to go. So the fuel pump's on now, I can hear it. There we go, fuel's coming out. So now I'll close it off. Okay, so I got it all primed. Let's start it, see how it does. Yeah, she's going now. Got to work all the air out of it, Sometimes takes a little while to restart after you've done some fuel stuff. Oh, well, part of the problem is my fuel valves are still off from when they left them off. That would help. Helps if you got the fuel on. All right, let's prime this again. That sounds a little better. All right, now we should be good to go. I'm holding down the little preheat, it warms up with the gold plugs and turns the fuel pump on. I'm gonna hold that down for about 10 seconds, and then let's start her. Well, I think you got a little air in the system. We'll get there. I hit the circuit breaker, I turned it off. My bad. When I was closing the cover. So this generator is just so much quieter than the one inside. The other one's a 20 kilowatt. It's just really loud. Yeah, it's just loud. This one I like, I prefer it a lot better. It's a lot quieter, it'll still power everything. Basically I just gotta keep an eye on the rate core. So I need to check it quite often for the first few hours to make sure any debris that wasn't cleaned out or any water that's left in there, I gotta check it. So for the first couple hours running this thing, I'm really gonna check it a lot. And then I'll check it fairly often after that. So all the batteries are on the port side of this boat, and so is the extra water tank. So this boat likes to heel over to port. And then when we're picking up the dinghy on the port side, it really leans over. So it's hard to swing the dinghy back around over here because it's so heavy, heavier than the other one. So we've rigged a little system. We'll see if we need it. Ready?
Yeah.
Like now the whole boat's leaning over to port, so it's hard to swing the dinghy back this way because it's so heavy. Okay, now is where my little system will come in. Got a little block and tackle here, so I hooked up a block there. I'm gonna hook up another block here, and then, it should lessen like by 50% how hard it is to pull over. All right, let's see if my plan works. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, nice.
That worked pretty well. I mean, it's definitely a two-person job, but I mean, it works. So, I mean, getting it down is a one-person job, but getting it up, it generally helps if there's two people, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. So stressful, but Bobby's got it.
Yeah, I got it. So we got most of the lines off. We got the power disconnected, engines are warming up. We're just waiting on a dock hand to come help us get off the dock. It's a little tight here, so I don't think I can make the turn to the right here. So I'm gonna kind of go forward and then back out, I believe. But yeah, because there's a guy kind of sticking off the end of that dock. It's pretty tight in here.
Woo! Let's go to St. John.
Nice and flat out here today. It would be good sailing weather, actually. I already don't have sails anymore. Maybe someday. If you listen to the Sailing Doodles podcast, I kind of address that. Check out the Doodles podcast. It's a totally separate channel where I kind of talk about all things sailing. There'll be a link down below. And I've got about 20 or 30 episodes up where I interview the crewmates and we talk about all kinds of things. So give that a look. And I kind of talk about my future plans and what I'm going to do boating wise. I would eventually get back into sailing, maybe next year sometime, we'll see. But nice day for a sail today. Those guys look like they're having fun. And we're heading to the south side of St. John. And that'll be the first time I've really done the south side of St. John. The wind's out of the north, so it's nice when the wind's out of the north because this whole bay is protected and all the south side's good. So, all right, we're on our way. Rendezvous Bay, here we come. It was only about 4.5 miles from Red Hook over to Rendezvous Bay. Sydney is a pro now at hooking up the bridle and everything.
Don't speak too soon. I'm gonna go and check the anchor. We put the bridle on, but I'm pretty sure, I don't know if it's dragging or not.
It should look like it's buried. I have a suspicion it might not be, but.
I can't let you go, baby. I just wanna tell you that.
Our Mantis anchor was holding great in the sand.
Was a time I didn't have romance, but after I met you, I felt
great thing about cruising is you can have the same view as these multi-million-dollar homes for a fraction of the cost, and you can change your view while they can't.
Yeah. I can't let you go. Yeah. I can't let.
Our friend Sam joined us for some wakeboarding.
Welcome back, Sam, by the way.
Hey everybody,
He lives right on the hill right over there, so he just swam over.
swam over for some foiling.
Yeah, well, we're gonna give it a shot, do it behind the dinghy.
Never done this before, it's new. Can't wait to have more battle wounds.
Yeah, right. Okay, let's get in the dink and do it.
It's good to have 3 people to do this job. Because one is filming and on safety of the person, and then the other person's driving.
You would normally foil holding onto an inflatable wing, but we decided to try doing it behind the dinghy. In hindsight, it was definitely not the safest thing we've done.
Now the world has seen your face. Living life is dangerous, but there's a map for every maze. Yeah, you can be a bird, tell the stories you have heard, and live your life today. It doesn't matter what they say.
This crash really hurt my foot. If you would like early access to videos, go to patreon.com/sailingdoodles and become a patron today.